not so long ago, in a land not so far away, there was a tournament of epic combat, powerful sorcery, and mythical creatures. A tournament where warriors of the imaginary realm push the boundaries of their wits and creativity. For 2 days, the roll of a 20 marks sweet success, and the roll of a 1 marks bitter defeat. This annual tournament is called the Queen City DungeonCrawl Championships. The most skilled dungeon crafters of the land bring their bands of warriors to have them tested against their peers. At the end of the tournament, only one band of warriors will remain to claim the throne. Let the battle begin.
I've been playing Dungeon Crawl for over 20 years now. My dad got me started at age 4, 6 years before the recommended beginner's age. Can't remember much from those first few games, but certainly helped out with my preschool education.
I was one of the first to play Dungeon Crawl back in the 80s. It was a different time then, and a different crowd of people played the game. The newspapers really sensationalized that steam tunnel incident. When I found out that the lawsuits nearly put Dungeon Crawl out of business, I was furious. I took the settlement money and donated it to a local gaming store. They used it to found the first Queen City tournaments. Those tournaments were a big personal success for me. Not only did I win them, but I met Penny there. We got married soon after, and along came Merlin.
I think it's a bit of a mixed bag being raised by a man like my father. Whereas other parents were trying to foster athletic prowess or artistic skill in their children, my dad had me flexing my imagination at an early age. When other kids were out playing sports, for instance, I'd be playing make-believe with my dad.
I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I think Merlin got his imagination from me. Before Merlin was born, I had been writing fantasy novels of the erotic subgenre. I based the main character on the one I used in Dungeon Crawl. I have killed the demon that has been plaguing your lands, and now I demand my payment. The queen licked her lips. I know I promised you the throne to the kingdom, but before you claim your rightful place, the queen stood. With a sigh, she let her clothing slide down the curves of her body and to the ground. You must take my body to consummate it. Oh, powerful stuff.
Dad is responsible for getting the original group together. I was always a shy child and I never really liked meeting new people. Dad wanted to make sure I met the right sort, so he'd stand to the side and look for the kids who were outside of the group and then take me over to introduce me to them. Pretty soon, when I had enough friends for a full game, started organizing our Friday night dungeon crawls.
So at his bar mitzvah, I gave him his first Dungeon Crafter's Guide so that he could take over the leadership of the group.
What I really wanted was rollerblades, but that was still a good gift. We wanted to enter the Queen City tournament in grade 9, but needed another member. I met Allister in my honors math class, but I didn't realize at the time just how competitive he was. We played together all throughout high school, honing our skills as a tournament team. The first year, we barely qualified. The year after that, we made quarterfinals. Year after that, semis. And then finally, in our graduating year, we made it to the final round of the tournament. Winning the Queen City tournament would have been one of the highlights of my life. I'm going to say this right now. We did not cheat to make it to the final round. I don't know why Allister decided to go and steal the other team's character sheets and stuff them in my backpack and then go off and tell the officials, but he did. He was the only one of us not to be banned from the tournament. He formed his own dungeon crawl team the next year and won the championship, whereas the rest of us split apart. I never stopped playing, however. It took over 5 years of lobbying from my dad and myself, but I've finally been allowed back in.